Hi everyone, this is Lady T with your Libra message for 2 July 2022. Thank you for your likes, shares, and subscribes, and I appreciate all of the support you give me. If you have any comments about what you would like to see on the channel, please go ahead and either comment or send me a communication via the email that's in the description. I look forward to continuing to work with you, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go over the tarot messages first. So here we're starting off with the Page of Swords. So basically, standing here, well, actually sitting here with some knowledge, maybe you've received a communication of some sort about something. And so you're just sort of taking it in kind of thing. Crowning you is the Six of Swords, so wanting to move on to calmer waters with that. Sort of leaving everything behind you, leaving it all in the dust is the message that's coming through. What's undermining you is the Wheel of Fortune. So really, the Wheel of Fortune, is upright. So it means you're, closing out a cycle, moving forward in the right kind of way. What led up to this is the Queen of Cups. So maybe you are wanting to have a relationship with the Queen of Cups, or from your heart space, you are the Queen of Cups. And the outcome, which I thought was very interesting, is the High Priestess in reverse. So High Priestess in reverse is really not good, because that means you're not paying any attention to your intuition. So you're not listening to the messages that Spirit's trying to give you at this time. So just to make you aware of that, let's go ahead and move over to your Oracle messages. The first deck we use here is the Rainbow Oracle. And the first message we have is New Vision. So I think what's going to happen is you're going to go through some either transformation or ascension of some sort that's going to give you a new vision, a new perspective to look at things, and really get you to a place where you're seeing beyond any kind of illusion that you're in at this time. Next, we have Soul Love. And it says here the soul is boundless and how it unites with love. Cosmic encounters and connections or a higher calling may be stirring. So you might be being called into your purpose and your mission. Next, you have Atlantean Soul. And this is about service to humanity. So that sort of is right in line with what I just said. We have the Artisan here. So this is really about using your skills for the attention to detail, creativity, and so forth as you move forward. And then the last message here is Lemurian Soul. The Lemurian Soul swims in a sea of oneness. You're the earth keepers that hold the light codes of unity. So part of your service or your calling and purpose is to really hold the light for humanity. And so you're coming into that awareness now, whether you want to or not, with the High Priestess in reverse. So Spirit's trying to help you, to give you some messages, but you're going to have to go through a few things before you come to that place of understanding. Here we have the Mystic Journey Oracle, and we have connection here. And to me, this connection speaks to the connection within you and the connection with Spirit. So connection coming into balance between divine feminine, divine masculine, light and dark, and understanding that, we all have polarity within us. It's just the way we're made. Next, you're going into a path. So to me, this is your purpose. But to get to your purpose and to get to what you're here to do, you're going to have to take this path. Now, you notice on this card, this particular boat or ship or whatever it is, submarine, whatever it is going through this path. But this path is narrow. And so you've got to be very careful as you walk this path. Next, we have the inner child, and right after that, we have shadow work. So, really paying attention to any patterns of the inner child and any kind of issues around that. So, really looking back to your childhood and seeing how that's tying into what's playing out into your life right now, and doing the shadow work around that, which is your next message. And then the last one is the rites of passage, which makes sense because you're on the path. So, in order to ascend, in order to awaken, you do have to do the work in order to get to this place and go through this rites of passage. Next, we have the Opal Oracle cards. And what I thought was also interesting is you got the card Patience, but it's upside down, which tells me, in addition to not listening to your intuition here, you are not having patience with yourself or the situation. And that's really going to be required as you move forward. I'm going to read the message on this card just so you have an understanding of what the details are. Have patience with yourself and those around you. Don't be afraid to ask others to be patient with you while you figure things out. So, really, in understanding or gaining understanding as you move forward, having the clarity of doing this shadow work around the inner child and perhaps any kind of things in your life that you need to really pay attention to is going to be helpful to you to help you on the path and beyond. Next, we have enjoy some fun projects with creativity. You have the artist in here, and so with that, you have the attention to detail. You have special talents and skills that are going to be needed as you move forward, and you're going to use that in your creativity. But what this is saying is really any of the projects that you choose to go after when it comes to using this creativity need to be projects that really set your soul on fire and make you happy. If the project is, something that doesn't make you happy, that's really not going to be a good path for you at this time. Next, you have faith, trust, and believe. It's time to have faith and believe that everything will work out for the best. Trust yourself and know that you will make the right decisions. Spirit is with you, your team is with you, and so they're guarding you at this time. And that's why, with this path, they're guiding you on the path as well. Here we have choice. Choose your own adventure. So really, it's about free will. It's about what do you want to do. In order to determine that, as you go through this path of spiritual awakening or ascension, and you do the shadow work on your inner child in particular, and any other area that you need it, you always have choice. Now, so understanding that free will is still always going to be yours. But here, this is what this card is saying is that you always have choice when deciding how to respond to a situation. Choose well, use your courage and wisdom to serve the greatest good. So, in any decisions that you're making, make sure that you're making the choice that is going to be optimal for everyone's highest good, is the message there. Next, you have guidance. So, just like I said a few moments ago, your spirit team is all around you, your archangels, your ancestors are all trying to guide you at this time as you go down this narrow path, as you do this shadow work for the inner child. And so you are getting guidance from them. And so what they're asking you to do is, number one, to ask them, because they don't usually intervene unless you ask for assistance. That's sort of spiritual law that they're not able to override that, right? So, guidance, wisdom, seen and unseen, is always available to you in the world. Find the courage to ask for insight and the openness to receive it. So, really, being in that place to not only pay attention to your intuition, because that's how they're going to communicate with you, but also being open to receiving those messages. Next, we have show yourself some love. Again, this goes back to the having patience with yourself. Um, there's another message too, especially as you're doing shadow work. Shadow work is really, the deep awareness of patterns in your life, and really digging, down to the root of things so that you understand where things started and how they're playing out in your life, so that you can, now that you're aware of it, you can actually heal it. So here it says, show yourself some love, comfort, be kind to yourself. A part of you needs comforting right now. Whatever unease you're feeling, it's okay to drop expectations and seek solace. So really, you know, nurturing yourself at this time is going to be important. When you're doing healing work, you know, there's a lot of emotions that come up. So it's really about giving yourself self-love. And then the spiritual awakening journey and or ascension, transformation, whatever you want to call it, is really about the journey to self-love anyway. Because most of the time, the reason why we um, go through these different phases of our life, these rites of passage, this shadow work, healing the inner child, this path kind of thing, is because we become awakened and we have this overwhelming desire to get back to our authentic selves. Next, we have holy. Uh, Trust in the Holy Spirit. God is with you. And so that goes back to also your faith card here, and your guidance here. Peace. Have peace within yourself. Release your worries to the angels. Again, asking for assistance, turning over any concerns to your spirit team because they're there to help you and they're more than willing to assist, but you have to ask them. Intuition, again, remember we have that in reverse here. Intuition, you are becoming more intuitive. Take note of your thoughts and feelings. And so as these feelings and emotions come up, you want to pay attention to them. If they're coming out when you have dreams kind of thing, you want to make sure you write them down. um, Speaking of dreams, the next card is dreams. It's time to follow your dreams and aspirations. So, really stepping into what is going to make your heart sing, what is going to make you happy in whatever creative project you move forward in your life. Smile. Cheer others up with a smile. A smile goes a long way. So, really being the example for others as well. When you smile, other people smile, and it really sort of brings the vibration up in the encounter itself, and it just makes other people feel good. And so, it's a very reciprocal thing. You smile, they smile, and then they may even spread that smile as they encounter other people throughout the day, just through that simple act of kindness on your part. And here we have celebrate. It's time to celebrate. You don't need an occasion to celebrate. So that, you know, as you're going through this healing, you know, in this ascension transformation phase, rites of passage, you really want to celebrate the work that you're doing. You want to celebrate who you're becoming because you are becoming your authentic self again. And that's always a blessing, a celebration. And even though you may not be you know, in a total place of totally healed. We never are. We're always healing. We're always growing. You know that when you get to a place that you're doing the work, you look back, you can see the progress that you've made. So always be in a gratitude space and always be in a celebratory energy as well. You know, really giving yourself the accolades for doing the work, because there's a lot of people that don't want to do the work. And so this is, you know, again, the acknowledgement by celebrating yourself, and all that you have accomplished on this journey, and as you move forward. So I do hope this helps you, Libra. Much love and light, Lady T.